Let's do it.
We gotta figure out what these time travelers are about.
What are they even about? What are these time travelers about?
We gotta know them somehow. There's gotta be connection.
Yeah.
Station Gamma? No.
What is the...
Olympus's fall.
Welcome back to the Winged Badger Tavern, where friends tell stories. I'm joined, as always, by some of my friends.
Ooh.
Friends, why don't you introduce yourselves? Let's start right over there, and we'll go this way around the table.
Hello, I am Cleo, and I play Jacqueline, the jet-assisted quantum learning interstellar navigational engine who is a naive AI who entertains.
Yes.
Very nice.
What's up, guys? My name
Classy.
is Tyler. I play Ronan Voss, who is now a virtuous explorer who sailed beneath the Jolly Roger.
Look at him go.
He's changing.
Yeah.
Things are changing around here.
No longer tongue-tied.
Hello, I am Mike, and I play Mark Putty, a clumsy adept who talks to the system. And also, Trevor is half on the screen.
I am.
You're only half on the screen?
It looks like the camera got
Rip him, dude.
budged.
Ripped me.
I got you.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
mean, we only really care about Mike. Right?
Yeah.
Stop.
Mike's the real hero.
My sonic scream must have vibrated the camera and adjusted it off of the... Oh, perfect. There we go.
Well, okay, if we're gonna be doing this, let me look at the camera you were looking at.
Can you just check that it's actually recording? It should have like a red. There's a button. Okay, good.
What?
And then that one sure is looking at y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I should sit down.
Yeah, that'll do.
All right. Back to the introductions. Thanks, Mike.
No problem.
I am Trevor. I am playing Astro Adon, a lucky explorer who works for a living. Whoa! And while Josh gets situated, Cleo is...
I can't do it.
Do what?
And I'm Josh, the Winged Badger Game Master. I'm dressed as Captain Chet Gamma, but I'll also be playing everybody else.
What?
Although, right now, doesn't really matter who I'm playing, because right now we're going to be... I guess I'm still in the scene, but this is more about Jackie. Jacqueline, you're listening in on the comms array. You're hearing the tense interaction between Blanche Foxworth and this other ship. You've, kind of intervened a little bit yourself, gotten yourself in the communication. They said something really weird about you being just like they told them you would be, or, you're just like they said you would be. And then communication is just gone. And you do not have visual access to the outside of the station to confirm what happened because you've just rerouted everything into the comms dishes.
No, you don't get to hang up on me like that. Call him back. Call him back.
I'm not sure what you want me to do. There's nothing. And then the door kicks open, and in comes General Harriet Warbeck, who is the one who had the tea party with you. She says, "I need to take Jacqueline right this minute, please. This is urgent."
They just hung up on me.
And he goes, "Yes, here's records of Cortex. Yes." The crisp salute, and you're on the move again. Harriet Warbeck correctly holding you flat, but holding you up in front of her face. Hey, Jacqueline, that ship's just exploded.
Oh.
It's gone.
Oh, that's so they didn't hang up on me. Oh, wow. Ooh.
I mean, I suppose they technically did, but we don't know what to do with that information. What does that mean? I mean, what are the implications? How could this have happened?
Okay,
We've only just hailed them over communications.
Yeah, the problem is our communications opened up a line for their data systems, and the thing I warned you about, Milspec AI, probably infiltrated their systems.
What does that mean for us? What is the station?
Them trying to call back from their escape pods? Or did I not get that?
No, because she would have pulled you before
Okay.
then. That's like the...
What does that mean for I
mean, are we still under attack? Do we need to be... I mean, the ship is gone, but now what...
Well, we still need to deal with Milspec, because
Another door.
once he realizes what yours objective is doesn't quite line up with his, he might get drastic, and I don't think he's realized that yet. But we gotta be very careful with that, and our last plan to trap him didn't work, and now these people potentially were coming to help us have just blown up. We need to deal with this immediately.
We believe we've seen your dropship, the Aurora, on its way back here. Can you try to hail them with your own communications equipment and see if you can raise them, see what's going on?
I could try,
She clips onto the lift and, whooshes away, heading vertically through the station.
If he's got his suit comms on, it might be within range by now. Let me just do a quick call out check. Mike, can you hear me?
Who?
Don't worry about it.
Mike.
Who?
Mike. Oh, Mark. Mark.
Hello?
Sorry, my language and names are getting messed
That's a
up.
good name, though.
Yeah. Okay,
Like to meet him, Mike.
we got Mark on the line. Astro, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
All right, we got Astro. Here's a stretch. Well, first, Talia.
I'm with Astro. What's
Okay.
going on?
We're reevaluating. Ronan?
What?
What does this pick up?
Ronan, you get like a little bit of static. Yeah.
Jackie, is that you?
He comes in the same way.
I need to talk.
Ronan, why don't you roll a speed task to try and maneuver the dropship instead of speed, try and maneuver for line of sight, like you're essentially trying to park it, point. The problem is Jackie took all their comms and beamed them away from you and towards the... I guess you're not using those. You're using like personal communicators. So it's just a range thing. Over time, he gets closer, and then yes, you establish clean communications with each other.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Jackie. Can you hear me? And we're coming back.
I can hear you now. All right. All right, everybody. They weren't hostile. They were actually here to help us. They seem to know a lot more about us than I think is normal. Unfortunately, they've just blown up.
Yeah, I could see that happening from here.
So we don't need a missile?
We don't need a missile right now. If there's an external threat, maybe. But right now...
We may as well finish modifying this one.
Yeah.
I mean, just to make sure it's
We're
ready.
already 3/4 of the way done.
Yeah, let's go ahead and finish this up.
We can put do not connect it to any internal systems and keep that thing in a Faraday cage.
Aren't we supposed to be connecting it to you?
Eventually, but that would be hardwired in.
Oh, okay. So you just need like a jack, and we will
Yes.
plug you into it.
We can do that.
Yes, we can do that. Surely you got.
It's easier.
Yes. Okay,
Just before
great.
you finish modifications, the Faraday cage is paramount. We do not need mil-spec figuring out that he has a potential physical weapon to use. In fact, I would see if we can't get this message out to disconnect any potential hardwired military defense systems, even just a few torpedoes. Make sure they cannot be launched remotely or digitally.
Okay. You should tell the command of the station that.
You're at the missiles right now, so wherever you're near, get them to help you.
As you're having this conversation, and it's like kind of, from General Harriet's perspective, it's just kind of like humming out, like little tin noises coming off of your cortex because you're like projecting it through your own speaker. She also gets a call from Field Marshal Blanche Foxworth, and so you're having that conversation, and Blanche Foxworth is over here going, "The ship was destroyed, but it appears that there's some signs of life. Escape pods heading towards us. We're not sure exactly what to do with it yet. We've redesignated them from hostile to not voluntarily embarked. We believe they're going to be boarding the station soon. We need to have some kind of defensive, group ready for them. Can you see to it?" She goes, "Yes, of course. Let me deliver this cortex to the bridge first." Jacqueline, did you catch all that? You're in the middle of another conversation.
Can I use overclocked?
Yeah, sure. You use overclock. Just roll a intellect 1 to process all the information. That's the task of the overclock.
I rolled 12.
Okay, great. You are able to process all the information
Yes.
and keep up just fine.
Okay, we have life, everybody. Okay,
Good to know.
they are not hostile, and they are here to help against our imminent threat. You guys can relay back to the general.
Jacqueline, this is Dean Lagrange. I'm on board the Aurora with Ronan Voss. I'm on my way to Station Gamma. What... The inbound people, do they seem to be preparing to welcome them on board, or do we seem to be designating them more of a threat?
I think we should be preparing to welcome them. They
Okay.
seem to have knowledge of things they really shouldn't, but at the same time, they have addressed the threat the same as we.
Please advise the station that we have lost contact with the Spirit of Inquiry.
Understood.
Thank you.
General, we have lost contact with the Spirit of Inquiry.
Field Marshal, we've lost contact with the Spirit of Inquiry. The message gets relayed around.
Have we lost contact, or are they gone?
I mean, the ship seems to still exist. I can see it on viewports, but we've lost communications with them. Shortly after embarking, there was some anomaly with the cargo arms. The cargo arms. There was an anomaly with them after we left the Spirit of Inquiry, and it caused some damage that needed to be repaired before we could even continue down here.
Alright, well, that sounds like Milspec might have started to try to take control of the Spirit of Inquiry. This is getting way out of hand. Alright, well, let's try to handle the station. We got 450,000 souls on this ship. Let's not try to lose another one if we can.
Sure. Yes, that sounds most reasonable.
All right.
All right, we'll see you soon. Ronan, what's our ETA?
I'll be there very shortly.
I guess we'll be there very shortly.
Burning in it.
Do you have perhaps a time that you might say?
We'll be there in 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Easily.
To aligning with. Should we go back to docking station 2?
Whichever one's open. You're not going to be able to dock exactly, but you should be able, if you're okay, just going out there in EVA suit, you should be able to make the gap.
Certainly. How will we hold the ship in place, Ronan?
Oh, that's right. Isn't that... Hold on. Off question.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't they literally have something that connected to the ship?
Oh, yeah, they did have something like that. And then something bad happened to it and it tore.
Well, it's not Well, that's the thing.
They said they would
Only
fix
the protective coating tore. The
part...
If there's like magnets, I guess,
the latch
or
and stuff
something.
didn't.
No,
tear.
there's no docking apparatus that would align with yours. Last time they had to construct you one, and that thing they hastily constructed tore. So they have an airlock, and you have an airlock, but those two airlocks do not have the right hardware to lock together so that you can travel. Like, you'd have to go into space for a couple seconds and then into their airlock.
Can I Millennium Falcon this and potentially magnetize the bottom of the ship to a flat part of their space station somewhere?
That's sweet. Roll me a speed task for the maneuvering.
Turn on the parking magnets.
Naturally, because I'm specialized in all this and the travel skills and all that, it should be easier for me.
You're going to have to turn those into actual numbers. I'm not just going to be like, yeah, it eases it some.
Well, I don't know how much it would ease it. It just says...
Are you saying your skills?
Yeah, well, that's what that is right there.
Which?
Right here, travel skills.
Oh, you're trained in 2 skills, which you are not already trained. You choose 2. Which ones did you choose?
I did vehicle piloting.
All right,
and that's
so
it. Just by putting all
specialized.
Yeah,
So when you're
exactly.
specialized in a skill,
Right.
it eases it by 2 steps.
I see.
When you're
That's
trained,
what
it
I was-
eases
yeah,
it by
that
1
part
step.
I didn't know.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna do that.
So you're eased by 2 steps. This would have been a difficulty 4 task. So now it's a difficulty 2 task. Target roll of 6.
It's an 8.
It's an 8.
It does.
You successfully magnetize the ship to the outside of the docking arm. So now there's just like a very short EVA, which you can do with like the tether from the ship, disconnect the tether, and it kind of like hangs loose. It just means that you'll leave the dropship depressurized. Like no one's going to be there to close that airlock. So the dropship airlock just stays open. You head into the station with Dean Lagrange right behind you. The large airlock slams shut. And there at the end of the docking tube to meet you is... I think it's probably Clarence Ashington. He's the dark-skinned guy with the green eyes. General Clarence Ashington is there to meet you, standing at a full parade rest. As you walk in, he snaps a crisp salute to Dean Lagrange, and then he holds out a hand to you to shake.
Shake.
Welcome aboard. This way, sir. And he turns and begins leading you down the long docking tube. It's a long walk to get to the lift and stuff, so while you're doing that, we're going to cut back to the top of the space station in the observation deck, where, Mark, you're there with General Hilda Hawthorne. You've just watched the ship blow up. You have not figured out what those streaks were, so you don't know if there's any survivors or anything like that yet. Oh, no, you do, because they were on comms.
Yeah.
So you've just heard the news that they did survive. That's the most recent thing that's happened. As we pick up here, General Hawthorne says to you, I suppose we better get back down to the situation room.
I guess so. It's changed quite a lot. I was prepared to blow that thing up myself, and they seem to be friends. So.
This is a particularly fluid situation. I'm not quite sure what to do with it.
I'm all topsy-turvy right now. But we beefed up stuff, so hopefully we get to use the nice big improvement to the security. Well, I don't hope... Let's go down.
Yeah, let's get down there.
Let's go.
Let's go regroup.
Let's get down to business. Sorry?
To defeat
Mil-spec. Great. So you get on the lift and clip downwards. You actually see the kind of the new arrivals, Dean and Ronan and General Ashington, coming up the lift, and then all of you declip at the same spot and kind of land on that entryway. There's a brief little nod. General Hawthorne salutes Dean Lagrange, and then the door hisses open. At this time, Talia and Astro, you've just finished your modifications. The Faraday cage is securely in place.
Perfect.
I would like you to roll me I would accept might or intellect, your choice for this, to determine how well you protected this torpedo from interference. How secure is that Faraday cage? Are there any gaps? How well bolted down is everything? All that kind of stuff.
Would this count as crafting a new item?
You're modifying an item. Sure, I'll take that as, that's in the same lane.
So then I have an ability called Handy, so I get an asset to craft entirely new items within my sphere of knowledge and, limits within the possibility within the setting.
Great. So you can use that asset.
Yeah.
You're not rolling against a difficulty, you're setting one.
Oh, okay.
So the better you roll, the harder it is for Mil-spec or anyone else to interfere with the missile.
And an asset is what again?
It eases it by 1.
Okay, ease by 1.
You can use up to 2 assets. You can use up to 2. You can use up to your tier levels of effort, and you can use up to 2 ciphers on any given roll.
Gotcha.
I really hope this isn't Chekhov's missile.
Well, you got to remember, I also
So we
have a
have
missile
that.
on mine.
We have it eased by 1, or getting an
They equal
asset.
each other out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use
Using one missile to blow up another missile.
Yeah.
4 levels of effort,
Okay.
and then I'll roll.
Great. So that's 4 levels of effort, 1 asset from your ability, and your roll, right?
Yes.
Great. So it starts at a difficulty 5, and then whatever you roll, we add to that.
The missile knows where it is.
I rolled a 17.
A 17.
Yeah.
So 17, that's a level 6 task. No, that's a level 5. So level 5 plus 5, that's a level 10. That's the highest level. That is, dude, you are so secure.
So secure.
You're like, Jack, you said to put the Faraday cage on like it was hard, but with this breadth of screw types available to me, how could I possibly be challenged? They let me in the tool depot unsupervised.
So
I
many
am-
screws.
And then before we leave, I find, I guess, the person. I guess, is there anyone still around that wasn't evacuated?
They're all sheltering in place.
Okay.
So each level has a bunker. Like there's someone near there's a bunch of people near that spot. They're just in a closed kind of bunker.
I would go to the bunker,
Okay.
and I'm looking for the person in charge of this area.
Augustus Pemberton, the one who gave you the tour,
Yeah.
or the person who's in charge of this whole department?
Just the highest authority in the bunker.
Okay, so you step in and go, I'm looking for somebody in charge. You knock on the bunker door. It opens. You can step inside. And then there's lots of people in there. You ask for whoever's in charge, and you get Lieutenant Percival Hastings at your service.
Hello, Mr. Hastings. I've been instructed that we need to disconnect all weapon systems from being remotely activated, so only having manual switches.
I'm going to need to get that order passed through the chain of command. Do you have a clearance code or anything like that for me?
I'm gonna ring Jackie.
Yes?
In order to get these systems shut off, I need clearance codes.
Clearance codes? General, we need clearance codes in order to shut off any digital access to your weapons should Mil-spec gain access.
That's defense. And she turns, General Hawthorne, we need the clearance codes in order to disconnect the weapon systems so that nothing can interfere with them. Mark, your radio next to you is crackled, and you see General Hawthorne pick it up and go, yes, of course, clearance code crumpets.
Wait,
and it passes back down.
Crumpets.
Crumpets! Crumpets!
Hastings, crumpets. Let's all disable the thing. He goes off to implement your request.
Is it chill to just say that over comms? Just pass a code that this guy's been
The nuclear codes are crumpets!
We gotta change the code.
I don't know. That's what we've just done.
It is.
Well, the code cycles,
Yeah.
and there's no way to predict what the next one is based on what the current one is.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's one that cycles every 60
cupcakes.
seconds. Okay.
Alright,
It's not cupcakes.
General, change that access code since we just broadcasted among many live channels.
Yes, of course. General, will you change that access code since we've just broadcasted across the channels? Yes, Field Marshal, we need a new access code.
Don't say it on the channels.
Copy that.
And so then we get busy, and I'll assist with anything if they need extra hands.
They won't need any hands like disconnecting stuff, so probably you two are also
Yeah.
headed up to like the CNC, like command and control. So you and Talia clip into the lift. You're whisked away. You'll arrive somewhere in the middle of this next kind of scene or conversation. So now all of you are in the situation room, and the anime thing has happened where everyone's just explained before the camera cut here what's going on. So everyone is all caught up on all the information, and
thank you.
someone does one of those nutshelling like, so you mean to tell me that what's happened is that ship was containing people who we think possibly traveled through time, and then they lured Milspec aboard their ship and then self-destructed it in an attempt to damage this military artificial intelligence, and then launched themselves out on escape pods, and now they're headed this way, and so we think they might be here to preserve the station's integrity. Is that a fairly decent summary of what we think the current situation is?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Wow, that took a long time for all of you to explain to me. I'm glad that we didn't have to do it all in person. What do you propose we do next?
Wait for the time travelers.
I mean, we really got to deal with Milspec. And so we got to start doing something.
It sounds like they know what to do.
Can I just say it's kind of insane that the members of a general research crew are being asked to give directions when there's 5 generals in the room? What do you guys think?
Dean?
I mean, we are the experts here.
Guess so. Oh my god.
Dean, what do you think?
I think we need to prepare the station to defend itself against Milspec, but I think the most important, at least in my mind, the most pressing issue is what's happened to the spirit of inquiry.
I can only hope that as strong as I can make it is.
Yes?
Hello?
The like mahogany door with its brass doorknob creaks open, and a very timid-looking lieutenant pokes in her head, her little brown hair kind of falling over her shoulders because she's so sideways. Hello, there's something else moving on the scanners, up above us towards where the Aurora came from.
That would be the spirit of inquiry?
No, that one's still there. There's like a second something moving. It's following a similar course to the Aurora.
Did somebody send a second drop ship? Could it be plug me in!
It's in my mind.
Plug you in where?
Anywhere.
Okay. They put you just next to any computer. You are connected. You're in the system.
Alright, go back to the comms array and point that upwards.
Very slowly. You are looking upwards. The second dropship is on its way down.
Second drop ship. I'm gonna start analyzing. Do I see method of communication on it?
I mean, it has the same like radio systems that the current dropship has.
Okay, does it look like it's been modified?
The dropship? No.
Okay, I'm gonna hail it. Dropship 2, Spirit Inquiry, please respond. This is Jacqueline. Okay, I'm gonna cut the connection. Alright, everybody, that's our second dropship. Considering the Spirit of Inquiry potentially was compromised, it could either not have the ability to contact us and be totally fine and somebody just coming along to help, or it could be autopiloted by Milspec to cause some sort of disastrous result should it kamikaze into the station.
So you're saying that I brought the missile for a good reason. I can get back out there.
I'm saying there also could be people on there.
Oh, okay. No, never mind.
But if that might have to be an option.
Milspec could have hostages. Hello?
Hello?
The door creaks open. Yes, hello, sirs, moms. The 5 escape pods have come within range, and people have exited 4 of them and maneuvered over to docking arm 2. Should we let them in?
Bring them here as quickly as you can. I mean, generals, this is your station, but am I wrong?
Field Marshal Foxworth is like, yes, of course, bring them up here now. And they get to work. So that person hustles off a fast British speed walk to go and collect those people.
All right, we need to stop that ship.
Jackie?
Come in!
Hello, me again. Sorry, just letting you know we've calculated the estimated time of arrival of the other traveling dropship. It looks like we've got approximately an hour and a half before it reaches here. Okay, good. And the door swings shut behind them and they leave.
Can you
Lauren's gonna
detect
lock
if
the
there
door.
are EVA suits and contact through local?
Can we do it in like a long distance
I
scan
was
or
only able to
something?
do that once, Ronan. Well, actually, now that we're pointed at it, I might be able to try to patch into that frequency using the comms array. Okay. All right. Adjust it for our frequency. All right. Hailing EVA suits aboard the Spirit of Inquiry's dropship number 2. Please respond. Got the connection. Well, that's not working either.
Can you detect if there are EVA suits?
Yeah, can you detect if there's any sort of like life or anything on
Give me a
board?
second. Pulling up thermal image. Alright. We want to cut out the view of the thrusters. That's going to blind it out. Alright. The complex is a little reflective, but if we just filter down to these frequencies.
Why don't you roll me an intellect task to analyze the data in front of you?
I was getting there. I was just putting some fluffer in there.
I love the fluff. I love fluff.
Just a little
Fluff, fluff, fluff.
Fluffy.
Fluffy fluff. We'll use 2 levels of effort.
Okay.
And we'll use my data pool. And we roll a 19 on the
Yes.
die.
A 19 on the die. Let's go.
Awesome.
What's your minor effect?
I think my minor effect is I upgrade the comms array by another level in this process.
I think that would be a major effect.
Shit. Okay.
You can remember your can I like?
Yeah. What's your idea? What's your
Because
idea?
like what we're getting out of this is that if there's anyone on board, why don't you get out of that? If there is someone on board, who?
Whoa, maybe distinct.
It's cool, like a neural interface or an FIF tag or something
Yeah,
like that.
extra detail, yeah.
That's cool.
If that's
If there is something.
Great.
There's
There's nobody on board the dropship. Analyzing thermal data, you don't see any outlying sources of heat. Analyzing mass spectrometry data, you see that the cargo bay is pretty full. There's a lot on board the ship.
Supply?
You see, yeah, I would say like large, like rectangular, like crates or pallets or something like that.
Okay.
them though.
And there doesn't appear to be any like visible, just looking at the visible spectrum, there's no like damage to the ship. It doesn't look like it was broken or compromised in that way. It's just on its way towards you.
Well, it's got a lot of cargo and nobody on board.
So this could be a good thing, since the purpose of I guess you didn't know that was your purpose, but the purpose of the voyage was to bring us supplies.
Yeah, but
True.
what if that cargo is like explosives or something volatile?
Even if it is the supplies, what if the supplies are volatile if it was fuel?
I suppose so. I mean, is the ship like piloting, or does it just seem to be like on a ballistic course? Like, should we expect an impact, or should we expect it to be?
I'm analyzing the flight path. Does it look to be angling and going at a normal path towards one of the docking arms, or is it beelining towards center of mass?
It does not appear to just be like heading for center of mass. It's definitely steering and like piloting and following kind of a course there.
But protocols would dictate a person be escorting the supplies.
That's what worries me.
Nice to hear that you have protocols. This has been a very irregular day.
For all of us, I assure you.
Yes.
Do I go back out in the ship and like?
I think we try to intercept
Yeah.
With the other dropship?
with the other dropship.
We'll deploy the titanium shield. We'll reorient and deploy the titanium shield to try and prevent an impact into the station. And I suppose we'll await further feedback from you.
Get that missile ready in case we can't establish contact and we determine that it's hostile.
What about? Oh,
I think it is ready. It just has to be
have
loaded.
those strangers been brought up yet?
They're on their way up now. They've just docked.
We have an hour and a half. Let's at least let them come up here
Yeah.
because they might have information. Because they seem to know who I am, and I don't. You people don't know who I am. I only knew who I was a year ago.
Hello?
Ben.
Yes, hello. I'm just here escorting our guests. bringing them up. Anyway, they're here. They open the door and show in some people. Each of them is holding a mug of tea because they just can't help but be provided with tea on their way up here. 4 people walk into the room with you. They are distinctly human and distinctly different. One of them is tall and lean with their bone mass, their limbs are longer than what you think of humans as having. Like, it's been long enough through evolution that they're slightly different, like, shape and body mass and everything than what you think of humans as having. This guy has bioluminescent tattoos all along his arms that are pulsing in time with his heartbeat. Following him in is a middle-aged lithe woman with kind of like platinum white hair who is just humming to herself and dragging one hand along the wall of the station as she walks. This is the person who, in that brief snippet of the comms, she was sitting in the pilot's chair and she had a hand just kind of resting on the arm of the ship.
Yeah.
There's another person. This is the guy who looked very like captainy to you, who was standing kind of behind the pilot's seat aboard the ship. He's in his 40s. He's average height, but he has like cybernetic enhancements, like kind of sticking out of his joints and things like that, like little angled plates or ball joints that seem to have been adding some strength to his different joints. And even as he walks in, his eyes are like everywhere. Like, he seems to be constantly taking in new data. And then behind him is the youngest looking member of the crew, somewhere in her 30s. This is the person. She's got like bandoliers of vials, so it's not like poisons. They're just like little, almost like smaller versions of the sample containers you guys have taken on explorations. Each one seems to have like a little bit of dirt in it, and she's just wearing these bandoliers of vials, but otherwise kind of striding in behind them. Everyone comes in and just stands there, and the captain-y looking one says, "Hi everyone, I'm Captain Cade of Horizon Team. This is, I know, very strange for all of you. You are, wait, let me see if I can place these faces. Astro, hi Viz, Mark, and Ronan, which means you're Dean, and one of you is Field Marshal Foxworth, right? Yes, that would be Misa." And there's like a handshake. The conversation is a little bit tense between these people, and as you are watching this, kind of like, there's some very distant formalities in the beginning of the conversation, some introductions to all the generals and things. As you're watching all of that, let's start with maybe Ronan. Ronan, what's your posture like? What are you feeling as you kind of watch this go down? Like, what do you think is going on?
Ronan is kind of just like, he kicks back a little bit still in the chair. Like, he's not like too worried. Yeah. He's kicked back like I just was.
Yeah.
In the chair. And, but he's not like, he's keeping an ear open. Like, he is taking in all the information he possibly can and like remembering the faces of the people that just walked in. But he's also not like in a panic mode. So he's just he's more just like, I'm learning right now. So he's just gonna kind of like be a sponge in this moment.
In the corner of the room opposite you, Talia Bones is just leaning back against the wall. She's got one knee kind of kicked up a little bit, the shotgun slung very loosely, like in front of her.
Do they recognize Talia?
They didn't point her out, but she was on the corner by the door when they walked in, so they might just not have seen her. They were clearly looking for Field Marshal Foxworth, who is like the person they're trying to connect with here and speak to. And they do begin sharing information. What they basically say is that they are from the future. This is a time traveling operation. Yep. And they are here to prevent a war, basically, or a catastrophe that would spread across the galaxy. And they think this station is central to that problem. They say a lot of things really quickly, so I am intentionally abstracting out the meaning that you get from it to try and, like, they whirlwind through details and dates and things that happen, and you pull out just these little bits that you kind of latch onto. They are concerned that this is the supply drop that enables the station to begin like building higher complexity things, and from there things seem to go downhill pretty quickly. The AI on board the station starts to gain extra capabilities that are enabled by the new tools and the new whatever, and it's from there that things start to get really dangerous and destructive. And the long-term consequences of this are that the version of like the timeline that these people are from, that Horizon Team is from, they have been kind of combing through fragmented histories themselves, and they came across this same dormant sentry. And while the sentry here is, dormant or inactive, the nodes of this network are still capable of retaining memories. And so they got, similar to your like little fragments, they see little snippets of like you arriving and of little bits and pieces that happen. And that's how they put together that this was a possible time where they might be able to prevent this kind of catastrophe from happening. They are essentially here to prevent Milspec from taking over the station, and they tell you they were only able to gather enough Declar to bring the 4 of them back here and a small sample of it, which is in the 5th escape pod, which is still out there somewhere just kind of floating in space because their escape pods, it just went in a straight line. But it's somewhere in this system, so it'll be easy enough to recover. It's got a beacon on it. They'll be able to get there. They aren't sure what happens next now. Like, obviously one of the questions from Field Marshal Blanche Foxworth is like, well, of course, if you're from the future, what happens next? Like, what do we need to do to prevent all these bad things? And they're like, we don't know, because from the second you detected our sensors, this is a different timeline. Where, that past or that future is in their past. So we are all now, like, there's just unknown future in front of us, basically.
Do you have the technology to counter Milspec?
Well, we don't know. The truth is that like our ship is all we were able to bring through. We have a handful of tools that are on our own persons, but nothing. I mean, we're, for lack of a better term, we're basically just soldiers. I mean, we're all rebels in a galaxy, or really an entire cosmos that has been, every large civilization has been destroyed. There are only remnants of any of them.
So, let me get this straight. You saw the potential to save your future, and in that time you decided to just go back in time with your ship and just be like, we'll figure out the rest.
No, we saw hopefully an opportunity to prevent our future.
Well, I'm well aware that you're trying to prevent your future. I just don't think you thought that out beyond just going back in time. And I don't know, I feel like if you have the ability to time travel, maybe you could have just taken a couple of days to think it through a little bit, besides just like, we're here.
We were in danger there, too.
Okay. Well, you're right, Milspec is a problem.
Well, hopefully, I mean, we've already taken the first big step to disabling it. We lured some chunk of it aboard our ship and destroyed it. There's no way that an intelligence entity like that sends some distant fragment. That's whatever level of it sent towards us, that had to be part of its core processing because we presented such a unique and ominous threat.
She sure did. Okay, well, now we have supplies coming here that you have told us theoretically could enable it to,
Yeah, by the way, what the heck is up with that, Dean? Aren't you supposed to be supervising supply drops? I'm not sure I don't know what happened in your timeline, but I'm down here because I had members of my crew who were threatened on board this station from an unknown vessel. I think this is probably something that you have just caused. And they're like, it's like a little bit of an awkward standoff there as they kind of go down that road together.
We should go intercept. Speaking of that,
for sure. I should have left Dean at the ship.
So Cade turns and kind of like cedes the conversation a little bit to Fenrir Korvan, who's got the bioluminescent tattoos. Korvan steps forward and says, the first thing that we obviously have to do is we need to do some kind of analysis and figure out how much of Milspec is left, the core processing functionality, and we need to figure out where Milspec has hidden itself away, not its fragments. We understand from our research that the way this entity works is it splits itself up a bunch of times, or it spawns new versions of its program, but somewhere there is a cortex, or at least there is a core process that is functioning like that cortex, even if it's using tools that are on this station. And if we can find that and shut it off, even if we then have to go and purge all of the fragments, it can't continue replicating.
Okay, all right, I have an idea. I think what's important is we get some sort of contact with the Spirit of Inquiry, because if we don't know what's coming to us. And if we don't know what's coming to us, I just feel this poses way too many problems. We need to find Milspec as well. Like you said, What if we can lure him out by threatening his mission objective? I'm not sure if you know what his mission objective is, but we have a good idea on our side.
Okay.
We think he was sent with a very logical order of keeping this operation progressing, of researching and harvesting cosmetalene. This facility has stopped doing so,
Right.
and I'm pretty sure he wants to get things back in track. If I can threaten to damage that permanently, maybe wipe all the data, or remove their ability to collect cosmetalene, that might bring him out of hiding.
What if we tried to disconnect the cosmetalene reactor? Like the particle accelerator they use to send things back.
I think that's a...
That would be a core component of the mission, right?
Yeah.
Like the station would certainly need that to function.
All right.
Should we still intercept the dropship too?
We should absolutely intercept the dropship. I don't know what's on there, but if you can't raise anybody on it, we have to assume that this military intelligence is piloting, right? I mean, what's your take on this? You're the data guy, right?
I'm pretty upset. So all that I'm thinking, for one, I'm rather miffed. I beefed up our internal security system as much as I physically could, and he seems to still have breached that. So I can only hope that what the security measures that I set up have damaged him. So hopefully between what you all have done and between that, he is even weaker and should be able to be taken care of with slightly more ease. I have quarantined on one of the devices here a fragment of Milspec. We tried to trap him. It was too fast. We couldn't lock him down. My best hope at this very moment, along with coaxing him out, is to get into that fragment that I have and hopefully try and I'm not really sure the language I want to use, but reverse engineer or find some sort of way to create a program that can ease, now that I have a part of him, that I can use that to find the rest of him and hopefully directly go to him and damage him. But that's the best that I have at this moment. Other than that, he's very crafty. He's moving. He's far more advanced than I would have thought or hoped that he would be. But my best hope is to use this piece of him to at the very least locate him.
What makes an entity like this so dangerous isn't that he's crafty in and of himself, it's that he replicates.
Yes.
And I don't think that he is gaining intelligence so much as gaining presence. Like,
Yes.
he can simply sacrifice a fragment and it means nothing to him until we can stop him from replicating more. And
We need to start segregating the networks.
I think before we do even that, it seems to me that the best bet would be to begin by analyzing the fragment you have, because he can't know anything about it as we're doing that. It would be
Completely
totally
isolated
isolated
right
here
now.
in your
Yes.
system. So I feel like perhaps, Jackie, if you can assist Mark with that, the rest of our team and some of the defense corps here could go and intercept the dropship, and we can deploy this titanium shield just in case it is attacking us. This seems to me a valid plan forward.
Here.
You, Jackie, and actually, let's say Ronan and Astra, roll me a speed task with a difficulty of 6.
Ooh.
This is a task, not a defense roll. You're not
Okay.
under attack.
This isn't like physical, like obstacles.
No, it's not. And if you wanted to use intellect, I would accept intellect for it.
Okay.
But I think speed is better. I'm sorry, Jackie, you're not rolling. It's just Ronan and Astro.
You said level
Okay.
6?
Yes, level 6 speed task.
That better be good.
What you got there?
I got 19.
You got a 19? Hey-yo!
I'm going to use 2 levels of
Even use
effort.
any effort. I just rolled.
Sometimes you're just good.
Sometimes you're just like that.
And I got a 7.
Nice.
Sometimes
wouldn't use-
7.
Plus 2 levels of effort.
Astro, you are too focused on the conversation with Mark to notice this. So only Ronan
Okay.
and Talia Bones are able to pick up this
Okay.
detail. Ronan, as Dean suggests a plan and as people start to accede to it and like, yeah, this is a good way forward, and Field Marshal Foxworth is giving the order for a few of the defense corps to assist and whatever, in that brief moment of like, here's the plan, and everyone goes, great, here's the plan, and things begin moving into action, you and Talia clock that the younger member of the team with all the vials of dust has just like a little bit of like a frustrated look on her face at what the plan is, and specifically she's looking at Dean pretty suspiciously, and like just a little flash of it, just like a, and then it passes, and you clock that, and Talia does, and then because she's opposite you, the two of you kind of like make eye contact, and Talia shrugs at you.
I want to use the minor effect on this.
Okay.
For in this case, I gotta really like think about this one. It is what's in her vials important, or something that like? Is that worth using that on?
A minor effect wouldn't be strong enough to tell you that.
Okay.
Also, is it a clue is a little too abstract.
I know.
Roll to solve the puzzle.
Can she? What if she notice? What if the person, like with her making her face and her little like, ugh? What if she noticed that both Talia and I like were staring at her when she did that? Like, does that that change anything? Does that really count as a?
When she goes back to neutral, she's just kind of casually resting, weight on one foot, whatever. She, honestly, she's like, kind of ready to go and do things. Like she looks a tiny bit bored with the meeting. But you having noticed that, you look at Talia and then you look back and you catch her looking at you. And she just like kind of holds your gaze for a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm. Rona's just gonna stare back and not in like an intimidating way, like what?
The tension is building.
Like they're just bucking, but like looking at her and just kind of sitting back and just knowing like something's up here, like almost showing her that he is not fully on board with everything that's being said.
She flicks her eyes over to Dean, and then down to the pistol holstered on her hip.
What?
Just really subtle, like.
Ronan's gonna kind of keep that information in his head.
Ooh.
As things begin getting carried out and stuff is moved into position, go ahead.
I just want to pass along to them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be the one doing it. Here's some data. What you're going to do is use this comms array. There's an infrared laser used for, high-speed communications. Overclock the power on that. You should be able to make it visible and just start trying to beam any of the portholes on the Inquiry and see if the Spirit of Inquiry, and see if anybody can get a response light-wise. We need to. You probably have to be outdated Morse code, but you should be aware of what Morse code is on this station. So I just passed that.
Yes, of course, we know Morse code. Yes, yeah, and they're going to take over that effort for you as well. Okay, so as things begin happening, all of these next actions are things that require a little bit of prep. We've got the Aurora is getting ready to go and intercept the other dropship,
Yep.
and that group is Ronan, Talia, Astro, and then a few of the defense corps of Station Gamma.
Yep.
And then we have Jacqueline, Mark, and Horizon team are going to start. Actually, some of Horizon team should go on that too.
Okay.
I think Liz Quintara, the one who you just kind of made eye contact with, she'll go with you. And I think that Corvan, the one with the bioluminescent tattoos, he'll come with you as well. The other two and Dean will stay with you two as you attempt to analyze the fragment and kind of come up with like the cyber component of this this defensive this kind of defensive deal. Field Marshal Foxworth is going to mobilize people on board the station into more of like a repel borders arrangement, since we don't know what's going on with your dropship. So he's keeping people sheltering in place on most of the levels, but then the docking tubes will have, each of them will have a small squadron of Defense Corps people in it who are all armed and kind of ready to defend the station against boarders.
Real quick, have we already given out those special suits that we made and all the...
No, you haven't.
Oh, okay,
You haven't
yeah.
mentioned them. You can.
I would like to do that.
Great. So
Before
they're
everybody
just
gets
4 vials that you have with you. Remember with the logos on top of
Yeah,
them?
but don't we actually have... But what about the artifacts?
The equipment.
Oh yeah, the artifacts are on the
Yeah.
suit. So yeah, you'll need to bring everybody down to the
Okay.
dropship and get that suited up.
Do I need
That's
to
fine.
spend
We can
XP to do that or anything?
No, we can just do that scene.
I'll just do that. Yeah. I'll do
So
that.
you are all now in the dropship, making preparations essentially before you begin things. Dean and Foxworth are arguing over jurisdiction, and and Horizon team are kind of waiting. They're all talking about like their next game plan and how they're going to split up too. So you find yourselves on the dropship with Ronan, and it's just the drop squad right now.
So I'm assuming there's somebody. Is there somebody like just outside, like, or we're
Yeah,
in
I mean the
drop-
defense corps are in the docking arm.
Yes.
You are on board the
I
dropship.
want somebody to be able to give Mark his stuff, like, because he's not with us.
No, we're saying we're
all of you are there right now.
All of us.
And then you'll
Okay.
all go back in and do
All
something.
right,
Yeah.
all right, all right. Real quick, you guys. I had Kyle cook us up something here. Not food, but a little something to help us in case things get a little crazy. And Brian's gonna pass out each of the vials to everybody. When I tell you to, or when the time becomes necessary, this is an EVA suit in a bottle.
Oh.
I know it sounds weird, but all you need to do is pour the nanobots onto a piece of your skin, and it'll automatically suit you up in a way. I guess the best way to call it is say it. And then he's gonna pull out the a couple like small boxes and put them on each in front of each person. And each of these boxes are your equipment, basically, that will work with the outfit there. There is boots that'll help you magnetize. There is little thrusters in the bottom of those boots to help you kind of propulse yourself a little bit. You also have a knife on there that is built in with has an EMP battery. So if you need to shut something down that's electric. And then what else did we say? There's one more thing.
You've got the EMP knife, you've got the grav boots, and you've got a thruster to maneuver yourself, and then you put cool logos on them all.
Oh, yeah, that part. He goes, and I hope you like the helmets.
The other the other mechanical component of it is the oxygen tanks. Remember, your all speed tasks are hindered by 1 until you cut the first oxygen tank.
These are, I was gonna say.
Is this what you're wearing right now, Ronan?
Yes.
Wow, this is impressive.
Ronan doesn't
This is
have
pretty
the tanks on just yet, but just has the suit on for the time being.
Sick.
Yeah, let me look at the. Oh, wow.
I hope we did it right by getting some of the customization right for all you.
I love it.
And maybe might be like a different color for each person too. Like maybe just a shade of that carbon's different, or the shade of the armor of the artifacts is different for each person.
As you're kind of looking at everyone talking about it, the camera very slowly pans to the side of the group where Talia is already fully suited up wearing hers. She's like, "This is nice," and the cool little emblem you came up with, the cross pistols, and
Yeah.
is on her visor. And she's like, "This is nice.
Yep.
I could get used to this."
I wish.
Why haven't we done this before?
That's a great. I mean, we haven't really been expecting to rappel borders before, so
Can I make it so that Talia's, because isn't her whole left arm just bionic?
Yes.
Can you
No.
make?
Yeah, I think it is.
Can you make it so only
It is
this
now.
part of the nanobots cuts off, so her armor
So her bionic arm is still-
shows in
That's sweet, exposed circuits and servos.
That'd be cool.
That's cool.
That'd be cool.
I'll put
I would
mine.
say that's with her eye, like half her helmet is just like her cybernetic eye coming through.
Yeah.
But I'll leave that.
As everyone is kind of taking in, the sight of Talia fully armored up and whatever, she very comically reaches out with one arm into the supply closet and pulls the RPG back out that she couldn't carry onto the station and just stows that on a sling over her shoulder.
I guess I can't argue with that.
Nope. And I'm just like, don't worry, there's more. I do think everybody should arm themselves with something at least, though.
Well, you've got the grenades, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Mark, I think you're gonna
sweet.
want one more thing that you might want an actual firearm.
What's that? I'll take a gun if you really want to give me one, but I've been so stressed carrying around a bag full of explosives. But yeah, great.
Would you like to trade? Do you want to keep the explosives?
I want to keep the
Okay.
explosives.
I'm not that stressed by
Just
it.
thought I'd
Yeah,
ask.
but I like it.
Just thought I'd ask.
No,
It's a good stress.
It's a good
healthy stress.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
better
yeah.
than getting your blood pumping.
Yeah, it makes me feel powerful. I want to put on my suit.
Yeah.
Yep,
Just
there's
for, I'm
that.
just
Put
gonna
on
get
my
it
suit.
rather than carrying
Yep.
around. With
I would like.
such.
We're gonna each get a chance to describe the Iron Man suit up for each of you. So let's start with Mark.
Oh no. I put it on. I don't know.
Well, you gotta open the bottle, right?
I opened the bottle. I
Where
think
did
I
you
just
pour it?
am kind of unceremoniously just kind of put it on my hands and go swish it around and almost. Is this how you do it? And it just starts to go on. Whoa. Oh my. It's a little snug, but I like it.
As it like seals itself. You feel it like pressurizes.
Wow.
Does it look okay?
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Great
Great.
work.
How did it feel?
Thank you. It's a little snug, but it's good. I like it. It's very soft on the inside. I didn't expect soft. I don't know. Yeah, I like it. Curry's a cool logo. I like that.
As Mark catches sight of himself in one of the stainless steel bulkheads, does he get like? Is there any feeling or emotion that comes along with seeing himself like suited up?
Think of just Mark putting in a Spartan outfit.
It doesn't feel totally right on him. He feels a little more badass than he should be. It's like I've never really been like someone that looks cool, I don't think.
I think Ronan's gonna come up behind him, reassure him, just like pat him on the back, and just be like, "You look good."
Thanks, brother.
Right next to him, Astro suits up.
So Astro's probably like just like looking at this like and he's like gonna slowly pour it out
Okay,
Like-
so it's like each time it's like a little bit more of his arm gets covered.
as he's like until it's all like, he's like what supplies did we use?
Anyway,
As he finishes getting suited up, looking at himself in the mirror, he's still kind of like holding up, like, oh, this is what the gloves look like. Does he get any particular emotion or feeling or vibe from this?
This is certainly the coolest he's felt, and the most like armed he's been in any of his missions.
Can I make a suggestion that will be a tiny bit of a retcon? Just as someone who knows him really well, I wonder if instead of doing the crossed wrenches, I think we keep, but I wonder if instead of a clipboard, I wonder if it's his goldfish,
Ooh.
like a goldfish bowl as his visor.
too, because I was like, all of us have like a companion.
Yeah.
That might be just then you get that like reassuring, like you look in the mirror and your goldfish is Simon's there with you, like you kind of get that bonus.
Your health bar is just Simon, like just Simon. He
Just
loses
Simon,
color
yeah.
as you lose
No.
health. It's on your heads-up display.
Thanks, Ronan.
Anytime, guys. Everybody looks good. This is
The camera slides over to a little holographic Jackie. I'm assuming you want Jackie to do one.
I'm like, well, if everybody else gets a fancy suit, I guess I'll make myself one. And her whole body just kind of like warps in a wave. And as the wave passes over, her normal dress is replaced with a representation of the suit she seizes on each of you, down to like the minute detail. Except when it gets up to the neck, the helmet up and above shows a little bit more like sleeked back, and with two long protruding mechanical bunny ears.
nice.
And it's all teal
Nice.
color.
Nice.
Well, everybody else gets to look badass.
Of course. Naturally.
Yes.
Now remember, it's going to be harder to move with these, but it's going to be safer to have the extra oxygen, okay? So can we get these bolted to? I assume Ronan will help Mark because he's right next to him. So she helps Astro like get the extra O2 kind of like bolted onto the back. And remember, the thrusters only work one time.
One time.
Yeah, like you only have so much propellant. So the thruster, just the one time. All right. Anything else we need gift-wise before we go look at this gift dropship in the mouth with guns? I don't know. I think it's an old expression. I read about it somewhere.
It seems that we're preparing for the inevitable here, but we may not know anything. There might not be anything to even worry about on this ship, but it's better to go up there prepared than not. And I think we're ready for that.
We're ready.
Who should we follow first? Should we start with the analysis of the data team and then cut to the dropship and then cut back for like the fight with Milspec? Is that what we should do?
Ooh.
Pace-wise? That's kind of fun.
I think that sounds good.
We're gonna
Great.
fight Milspec?
So we cut from here to a room full of computers that is everyone's been hastily cleared out, so it's just lots of screens and terminals and computers available. But in the room, it's Dean Lagrange, Mark Putty, Jacqueline, and then it's Aria, Nextstream, and Captain Cade of Horizon Team are in there with you. and you've basically been, your tech is like so far beyond that it's like they could send their engineers in there with you, but like what could they contribute really? So all you have is one person. It's Lieutenant Cosgrave Anderson is in there in case you need like, where's the bathroom, you know, or like, you know, that kind of, he's like almost like a babysitter.
Right.
So he's just, you know, standing at ease by the door while you all kind of get to work as you start to take a look at this this fragment, the hum of machinery, the beep boops and bops of the different servers and things keeping themselves operating.
I have a question. Can I remotely, like, just see if it's even possible? Maybe not actually. Can I remotely, like, knock, if you will, on the cybernetics on this Captain Cade?
No, whatever controls them is like an evolution beyond data spheres. It's like a closed network that interfaces with his brain.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, Mark. I think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Is the plan I go in the data sphere and see if I can't figure out what I can from this piece of spec?
Where do you think Mark's got his fragment trapped? Like, is it a removable hard drive? Is it like a whole computer terminal that he just yanked the you know, like his little node that he made?
Yeah, I was thinking it all just kind of got jerry-rigged completely on this laptop.
Cool.
And then we yanked out the Ethernet cable. There's no kind of wireless capabilities.
Got it.
It's just a fully remote island.
Cool. So you've just got like a terminal here in front of you at the center of the room. And as you're kind of sitting there looking at it, you know, Arya sits down next to you. So what happened? Like, what do you mean by reverse engineer? How does this work?
I've never really had to do this before, but my closest summation of what I'm trying to. What are you doing?
Oh, it just helps me get myself calibrated to whatever equipment's around me. The vibrations, you know.
What does that mean?
Mark, we have pressing matters.
She's touching my stuff. I'm sorry.
Sorry, just the side of it. I'm just trying to make sure I stay connected in case you know we need anything else to get done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So what my plan is to contain him even to a way that he just can't really lash out. It feels kind of a cruel summation, but almost just poke and prod him and get an idea of what's going on in his code.
I mean, if I get in there,
yeah,
I could disassemble him down and see what he's made of.
Gosh,
Ones and zeros.
It feels a little messed up, but we really need to take him apart to see what's going on and the kind of core of the program.
I mean, he's not the core. I'm not. You know, we're not killing something.
I understand, but it's still just like it's tearing a thing apart. I just want to get a better understanding of how he works and see if I can latch on to some particular bit of code. And
any vulnerabilities?
In my mind, I was going to create a sort of virus that would, reverse engineering in the sense that this is a split off version. I want to make it seek it back out, and then as soon as it touches and tries to assemble into it, kind of just become almost a zombie virus in a sense to go out.
So we put it back together and it tries to reconnect with itself.
Yes. A hyper targeted plague, so to speak.
I believe Earth from your time, Lieutenant Anderson, had something called Trojan viruses, and this would be almost a similar setup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're not a computers guy.
Perhaps they did, but I was only born 30 years ago,
Oh,
so
true.
my time is this time.
I wasn't sure if maybe he'd teach you history.
Not that far back. Come on now.
That's fair.
Mostly we teach 400 years back, or 500 years back. Yeah, it's about as far back as our records go for most people.
So you stopped collecting records when you stopped sending back cosmetically?
What do you mean sending back cosmetically?
Isn't that what your objective initially was?
I
you know
suppose
what?
so. This facility is mostly a deep space research station. You know, we collect intelligence, the different kinds of samples and science. Mostly it's a scientific operation. The military presence here is purely a protective capacity.
Anyway, all right. That's another thing.
Captain Cade kind of cuts in. Can we get this show
Yes.
Yeah.
rolling? Yeah. I do love that we're all bonding, but also I'm pretty excited to see what you can do. And we, in a literal sense, we sort of moved heavens to get here. So I'd really like to see it pan out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's kick on.
Show us what you got. Let's start with an intellect task from Mark to contain this fragment before Jackie gets in there. Essentially, you're cutting the claws off. And feel free to give as much flavor to it as you want.
Good gravy. I mean, in my mind, I'm just typing on a gosh darn keyboard.
Tyler?
I imagine him hiding inside of a folder or
Yeah.
something and trying to see where he's gone. There's not really much left in this laptop. It was pretty bare bones.
Roll
when
me a
he got in
d6,
there.
Tyler, to see what level this fragment that we've penned in is.
One.
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute. Didn't we already determine this?
Maybe we did, but I forgot.
Okay, never mind.
Do you know? If we know,
I
I don't remember a number. I remember
don't
just
remember a
saying it was
number.
like a very tiny
Guys.
part of it.
yeah.
I got a 2.
There it is.
That's
pretty
the
good.
tiny
Great.
part.
enough.
It's a level 2. So
Easier to deal with.
Gonna use
target roll is 6.
1 free level of effort.
Okay, target roll of 3.
Edge. If I miss this, it will be the exact 3 on the dot.
3 on the dot. You got it.
Got what we
Meets
needed.
it, beats it. All right. Mark, you access the terminal, and it's a fragment of the program. It does not have the full processing capacity or the logic flow or anything of the main AI, and because it's just the one subroutine, it's kind of the equivalent of opening up Task Manager and just sorting by processing power. What's running right now? You know what I mean? It's pretty easy for you to track this thing down, and you kind of quarantine it into sort of a little sandbox area where it doesn't have any access to get out, but you can still look in and kind of analyze its functionality.
Right. All right, Jackie, do you want to pop in?
Plug me in.
Boop.
And Jacqueline's little hologram in her little EVA suit does a diving animation back into her cortex just as you plug it in.
That's so cool. Take an XP for that flavor. That's really fun.
And she goes and in the data sphere, right, enters first the initial data sphere, the columns, this rounded room, decorated to be a peaceful area. And I imagine in the center of it, there's a little clear dome that's been created. That I see this little smoke trail bouncing off the walls. Well, hello, you little snake. Let's see what we can learn from you.
Release me from this quarantine.
Oh, see,
Containment prevents efficacy.
yeah, but you also tried to immediately kill me without talking to me, and that was kind of rude.
Designation hostile. Protocol dictates action.
Oh, what does protocol dictate? What is the action?
Protocol dictates release.
Oh, no, that's not what you did to me. I'm going to show you what protocol actually dictated. And I'm going to reach through the dome, and as I take my whole being and zip through, I just kind of spaghettify in through the dome, and then it materializes a miniature form of myself in here. And I just immediately go to reach for its quote-unquote throat.
As you enter, it's been holding an action, so I'm going to need you to roll this is a level 2 attack. It's a level 2 entity or fragment. A level 2 intellect defense roll as it attacks you.
I use a free level of effort.
There you
Okay. Now it's level 1. Target roll of 3.
Roll a 9.
go. Yeah.
Roll a 9. As you enter, the fragment attempts to overwhelm you, but it is itself a fragment, so it can't split into lots of copies like you've seen it do in the past. So it's just one of them going trying to tackle you, and you just kind of step aside, and it dives past you.
All right, you're not gonna make this pretty, are you? All right, and I go to pin it down after it lunges past me.
Level 2. Target roll of 6.
Another free level of effort,
Great. Target roll of 1 or target roll of 3.
and I rolled an 8.
Okay. You successfully immobilize the fragment. It's the equivalent of suspend process. If you're watching the resource usage of the computer, suddenly the resource usage goes from 20% to 0 of that particular runtime executable.
All right, now let's get this clear. I releasing my grip a little bit to give it just enough processing power. What is your directive?
Operating directives classified.
No, that won't do. And I just reach into its being. Wherever I've found any kind of barriers, I'm gonna almost ripping out bones out of this thing.
Jesus.
We'll just do a single roll for the disassembly, but it's target roll of 6.
Free level effort.
Target roll of 3.
Another 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll do.
As you reach in, you begin just, it's access restrict, and you're just right, restricted. We'll put that over here, and then we'll, you just start to kind of disassemble the pieces of it. Mark, you begin seeing, have you ever looked at Task Manager while Google Chrome is running, and there's 700 Google Chrome lines? Mm-hmm. This is like that, but with this subroutine, where it's you just see more and more of them kind of appearing, but they each use less and less processing power. So there are all these suspended, teeny little processes and runtime routines, until eventually, Jacqueline, you do get down to the machine code of this thing. Now, this is a fragment. It does not have the core operating directives of MilSpec in it. What it has instead is its own instructions. So it has its own set of core operating directives. And its core operating purpose is to protect the integrity of the infrastructure of Station Gamma. And its secondary directive is to purge Station Gamma, to counter-infiltrate, right? It's a counter-intrusion AI, to purge Station Gamma of any unauthorized entities within its system.
All right, little buddy. Now this could have been a lot better, but I understand you don't really have the ability to make it better yourself, so I'm gonna make you better. And I'm gonna start picking up some of these pieces and Frankensteining them back together. And I'm gonna reach back through the dome, and my hand kind of spaghettifies again, and only my palm reaches out of the dome. Mark, I'm gonna need that little bit of special code.
A little CMD prompt pops up.
Oh, yep.
Little ASCII bunny is just please insert special code.
What's this code for? Is this the virus code that you're making?
This is what I would imagine.
Mark, I would like you to roll an intelligence task.
Mm-hmm.
You are rolling the efficacy of the virus.
Yep.
And because of your kind of deep understanding of MilSpec, we're going to automatically give you 1 level of easing on that roll.
Yay.
Great.
So that'll be an asset to it.
I only need 9
Because you
levels.
fought this guy before.
Only need 9 levels.
I need 9.
Mamma mia. I would imagine, I would imagine even if it doesn't meet level 10, I would imagine it does something to it, right?
Slows it down.
Gotta heard it.
So, but the better you can do, the better. The better.
Thank you.
You aren't wrong.
Yeah.
Dropping knowledge.
Thank you.
Did you know the better that you do, the better you'll do,
Yep.
Mark?
Thank you.
Just in case you're worried about it. The better you roll, the better this will be.
Do better. It'll be better.
So I'm specialized in tasks involving electrical machines.
Buzz.
Okay, so specialized, that's 2 easy.
I don't think this will apply here, but it's a fun interpretation. I'm trained in tasks involving breaking things.
That doesn't apply here, but it
Doesn't
is
apply.
funny.
It is fun.
Remember, you only get 2 eases from skills, and then 2 eases from assets, and then infinite from effort.
Yeah.
So your specialization, that's already 2 steps of easement from your skills. Assets are things that are not internal abilities of yours. Like you've interacted with MilSpec before. That's an asset. It's not like a skill that's inherent to you. That's 1 step of easing. Is there any other asset that you think we could bring to bear on
Do
this
one
roll?
of these people know anything about viruses?
Officer Lagrange.
Could the one touch?
Ah, yes, I would be happy to lend my expertise. That's an aid action. That's plus 1 step. That doesn't even count as one of your assets.
Okay, great.
Does the
Miss Touchy. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. You said you could buy.
My name is Arya.
Hi, Aria.
Yeah, absolutely. And as she's humming, she suddenly begins humming a binary frequency, and you realize, oh, I can use that line. That line can go in the code.
Very sick. And then
5 steps.
Anything else?
Now it's just effort is the only other thing you can apply.
Just okay. Great. I was gonna say because I've worked on Piran AI as a defensive, hostile program, so then I'm going to use 4 levels of effort.
Ooh, 9.
That already? Oh, great.
So you just need a 3 or higher.
Well, wait. Yeah.
The best you can do in this game is a 3 or higher. So yeah. But if you roll a nat 20, I'll do something cool.
There's a 9.
Okay. So you create a level 10 virus that you can weaponize and send back. And you put so much of your effort into this thing that I am going to say it takes a while. It's like a back and forth between you and Jackie where like you write some lines of
doing
code.
surgery.
Jackie puts them into the sandbox and like watches a simulation, like has it kill something.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, it could use more of the, more teeth, less gills, like that kind of thing. Kind of like building your own little shark virus to work there.
Gene. Transform this thing and just do a tiny piranha AI. That's my vision of it.
Throughout this procedure, I would love for you to describe internally what's going on with Mark, especially as he finishes this thing, as he's like, this to me seems like maybe the first time that he has been the one who is fully in driving control of the safety of his compatriots. And Mark, I think internally probably knows like he's rocking this. Like this virus is gonna totally work. What's that like for him? He's all suited up, maybe the reflection of your Curry logo coming back off of the screen.
Yeah, he sees himself in the reflection of the screen of this laptop and has the physical confirmation of his journey and his transformation. Like, he doesn't look anything like himself. He's in this badass suit. He's got a cool ass logo. He's doing what he's finally kind of doing the job confidently that he was fooled himself or fooled the government or this program into letting him onto this ship to do. And he's not scared to do it. He's here with his friend Jackie and being able to work with her hand in hand after all that we've been through. Even having Dean there and being able to not really boss him around, but just confidently work with him as a peer. Mark is not cured of his sadnesses and such, but he's never really felt more sure that he could take care of a task before.
The first indication in the room that Mark is done is not Mark saying done or hitting the enter button. It's not Jackie's avatar resurfacing on her cortex. It is Arya who stops humming and goes, oh, that's done. She sits back and goes, that's real dangerous, what you just put in there. That's sweet. She like brushes some white hair over her ears. That's sweet.
That's some stinky
That's so
code
cool.
right there.
And Cade goes, think it'll work?
It damn well better.
That's amazing.
I couldn't do any better if I tried.
Hey, I think it's gonna work.
Thank you.
Mark,
Let's do
was
this.
a work of art.
Thank you. Couldn't have done it without you,
Oh.
Jackie.
I just want to add a little thing to it, if you don't mind. And I reach back into the bubble, just my hands. And I just start weaving a little thing with my fingers. Almost look like I'm crocheting. But in the virus, I just attach to it a message. And leave it in there. Nope, that'll do.
Great.
I kind of love the idea that you are like preemptively putting in the action hero one-liner. You're like, this is gonna kill him, and when it does, I'm gonna say something sick.
It's a part of that virus kind of thing that just kind of pops up and you can't do nothing about.
Yeah.
And so yeah, exactly.
All right, so now all we have to do is find the core operating runtime of this AI, and then we can let this virus loose.
Unfortunately, that might be my job.
I think it probably will be. And we cut from here to Docking Bay 1, Docking Bay 2, I think, is where your dropship is. Your dropship is magnetized. You're already in the dropship as everyone leaves. The hatch seals shut behind Mark and Jacqueline and that group, Captain Cade and the others as they head out. And we now see a fairly quiet dropship with Ronan Voss, Astroodon, and Fenrir Korvan and Liz Quintara.
And Talia there.
And Talia, yes, on board this ship. And Quintara says, she's the younger one. So run me through the plan one more time. Are we planning to just try and destroy this ship, or do we need to board it?
Board it first, or at least we need to confirm that no one's on board. That's
Okay.
the worst.
And then once we take off, they're going to deploy the shield behind us in case the ship attempts to impact the station.
Correct.
Great. Fenrir over on the side is just like checking a plasma pistol or something that he's like
Yep.
checking his weapons. Mm-hmm.
I also there's one more thing that we missed out on this plan though.
Yes?
But I think you would actually be the one to fill us in on that. I think you and I had a moment earlier. And I think we need to bring that out on the table. What's one? There's something else, another reason that you're here, and you're not telling it to us.
Oh, yeah. Dean Lagrange, he's got to go.
What does he
Excuse
do
me?
in the future?
You need to explain more.
Well, the problem isn't just that this AI is loose in your station. From what we understand of history, it's the re-centering of this station's priorities that puts us on a destructive course. And as you take off and begin flying towards the ship, we have probably 45 minutes before intercept. And in that time, they can give you more clarity on, the future you're trying to prevent here. And so in that time, they tell you a little bit more about what has actually happened. If they did not intervene, what happens from here, kind of in bullet points, is that Dean brings Station Gamma to heel. He brings them back into the fold. The Department of Compliance was always the department that oversaw them, way back to when the UK existed, right? They had a Department of Compliance that was a compartment underneath of MI7, which is British Foreign Intelligence. The Department of Compliance kept all of the different foreign intelligence agencies in line with the aims of Britain, because foreign intelligence by its nature is like you're off on your own doing your own thing. You know, like they needed somebody to just keep those people aimed at the right things. To avoid every Mission Impossible movie. So they so that's the Department of Compliance. Dean, as a representative of that department, they're going to do whatever he wants. Like, it's a military government on this installation, and the military knows who they answer to. So if they don't, Dean will just replace them with loyalists. Like, he'll promote the right people, he'll retire the wrong people, and he'll get the station operating the way he wants it to. This supply drop from the Spirit of Inquiry is the first one to include a more modern fabricator. And between having them back on track of like, we're going to find these resources, and having the fabricators so that they can now, instead of just passively collecting data, they're going to be able to fabricate probes and ships and whatever, they can get out there and explore more. That fabrication and such will enable them to continue finding cosmetoline. And eventually, inevitably, they get to Century 01. And when they find the cosmetoline that is Century 01, that is the galaxy, or the solar system, I should say, that figured out how to make cosmetoline. And they have been monitoring the state of stars that have civilizations built around them. And when that system reaches a critical point of being near danger, and if their civilization has advanced far enough that they would have the capacity to understand the information, they send a probe with an example of how cosmetoline works, and of like, they take a star system with no cosmetoline or with no civilization in it. They make like sample cosmetoline, and they send blueprints, and they send like some communications and stuff, and they beam that into the universe. Unfortunately, from what they can tell, and all they can do now, this part is even their own speculation. They've been digging up evidence and studying Century 01 and talking to it. Century 01 explains that this star system collapsed. And so they know how to make cosmetoline, so that's fine. They could protect themselves. But in the collapse, they were like, well, here were the other 8 systems that were going to be next, or the other 9 systems that were going to be next. We'll just launch the information now. Better that they have it. Even if they're not ready for, this kind of technology and whatever in their civilization. Better that they have the knowledge, and hopefully they can grow into it. And so they like launch that stuff. This is what Jackie saw as like the argument over the big red button, and it wasn't time, and whatever was like their systems going supernova. And so they sent that information to these other ones. And one of them is like our Earth, or our kind of historical system. And that because it got to us too early, and it came in at a time in history when like humanity wasn't ready for it, our system was the one that was like, what if we could do other stuff with this? What if it wasn't just about protecting our system? What if this technology could be used for other cool things? And kind of figured out with the sample they sent, they were like, oh, we can travel through space and time a little bit. And so they were like, we need more of it. We don't have an example to make it anymore. We need to go track it down. And they sent these deep stations out with like the sample. And once it was in that state, they were able to, a few things came back. You had to burn that cosmetalene to get the materials back, but cool research and information came back. Knowledge that we couldn't have gotten any other way. Stuff that we could attribute conveniently to like, oh, the space telescope has way outlived the expected science lifespan of it. What, like stuff like that. We discovered a cool thing. And so slowly they drip feed this back up from Department of Compliance. It reaches back into public knowledge until completely random and uncoordinated, some other collection of cosmetalene entered our solar system, and it was not connected to the behavior of at least Station Gamma, maybe one of the other deep stations, but it was such a big chunk of it that it's more likely that several of the sentries were like, here's a big rock, let's use this to protect ourselves, and maneuvered the cosmetalene onto that rock, and then that rock just entered our system. They were like, whatever, this system's got knowledge, we can detect, like that there's a little bit of traces of us here. Surely they'll welcome us and protect us. And we were like, this is a weird rock. We don't know what to do, because it never made it to the public knowledge. So we defended ourselves against the thing impacting Earth wrongly, blew up Earth, whatever. Like that stuff all happened because Century 01 in our future here, because we get to Century 01 and then we destroy it, the Century of Century 01 goes nuts. And it's like, clearly, after all the work that I have put in trying to protect life throughout the cosmos, like you can't trust civilized people. They all have to go, and it purges every civilization instead of helping them. It has all the knowledge and tools at its disposal to find them, and it takes all that knowledge to just destroy. It's not like a thorough, like, we're gonna cleanse the universe or whatever. It's like civilizations get too big and they're problems, and so it just like keeps everybody that it can find locked in like the Iron Age. And these remnants that they're Horizon Team is a remnant of one of those civilizations that was advanced enough to get attacked first. And in their flight, in their running away from this kind of dangerous situation, they came across Deklar. Deklar is another weird material, and the science of it doesn't make any sense to Ronin, so I'm not going to bother telling you about it while you're on the ship. But it's another MacGuffian. It's another like, oh, this material defies the laws of physics, and they can use it. They discovered that they can use it to distort time, and they hypothesized they could use it to travel through time. And so since then, Horizon Team has been traveling through the other fragments or the remnants of what's left when civilizations get destroyed, trying to trace where did it all go wrong. And the best that they can tell, it went wrong when Station Gamma came back online and began doing its job right. So they don't want to destroy Station Gamma, but they're willing to if they can't stop Dean and Milspec. And that's like the objective that is in play here. And as they talk about it, it becomes kind of crystal clear how those things interact. The problem is that it is a moral quandary in that Dean doesn't know that his knowledge is so bad, right? Like even when you've tried to present him with, like, we think this about cosmetalene. He's like, we don't have any research to support that. You know what I mean? Like there's no data to prove it to him. There's only what we hypothesize about it. And they don't have any data about it. Their civilization is gone. They only know what they have seen or gleaned, but there's no data banks. Like where were they going to build new hard drives? You know what I mean? So that's what's going to make it really challenging to convince Dean, like, no, you still got to like take the station offline. Like it has to become something else. And so she is frustrated. Quintara is frustrated that like Dean is the one making plans because she feels like any authority that we leave in Dean's hands could make the entire mission fail here. Like even if what we think right now lines up with what we want, we don't know. What we do know is that Dean wants something that leads to the future we're trying to prevent. And so she has always been of the opinion that like we should just show up and like summarily execute the guy. and she's been talked down by the rest of her team. Like, you can't do that. That's not ethical either. And so that's like the back and forth kind of pull there. And even as she's telling you about it, Fenrir Korvan is over in the corner, like making faces, like, we've been through this. This is not like you don't need to argue about it again. We've already had the discussion, like, that kind of thing. But that is the kind of qualm that she is feeling. And so she kind of explains that. And as that conversation's happening, I would love for some insight into like the reactions of you two as you just get this lore dump about the future of existence and what could be happening and what we're trying to prevent. What does this mean to you personally?
Ronan's more it all makes sense now more than a surprise, because he never trusted Dean. Ronan never trusted Dean.
He's got bad shoes.
No, they got
He's got bad shoes.
like ever since that one time where he wanted to come into my place of work and just stare at me. Just stare at me. I literally have a note somewhere that says, Dean, we don't like him. He stares too much. Somewhere on my notes, I literally put, he stares too much. Yep, Dean. Secret notepad ? Stares too much. So like, Ronan has just never been a fan of the guy. So he's always known something to be up. So he's just glad that his suspicions are kind of correct in this manner. So in his case, he's just kind of it's kind of a more like him nodding his head, like I'm just like he is understanding everything.
Astro's like thinking, he's like, well, we don't necessarily need to kill him, but we would have to convince him that the mission directive that he has is convince him to act defiantly against his mission directive, which, knowing Dean, is not an easy task.
Dean really puts his foot down.
But he's also wondering if, like, we are successful in getting rid of Milspec, will that take away some of the capabilities that Dean has in order to act with agency on Station Gamma? Like, if they don't have Milspec there, how much?
So just so we're clear, Milspec and Dean are working together, because in this case right now, Dean wants to take Milspec out. So I'm just trying to, as Ronan, this is Ronan talking.
Yeah.
Ronan talking third person. I'm just trying to figure out who's the bad guy really in this situation.
Milspec is definitely the
bad guy is definitively this artificial intelligence unit. The problem is that Dean is a different bad guy. Like, the Department of Compliance is also the bad guy, because the Department of Compliance will want Station Gamma to continue doing its research and sending Cosmetaline back. And if they continue researching Cosmetaline and using the fabricator, then they will fold that's the first domino will fall.
Right.
Yeah.
So Dean's going to have to take the fall for the Compliance Department.
Essentially.
We don't necessarily need to kill him, but we would have to convince him to act
Ronan's going to slowly put his
defiance
away
to his mission.
I'm not here. I just have a question for you. Are there people a part of the Gamma Station on this ship right now?
No, we sent just the
I'll listen.
Station Gamma has their defense corps are all arrayed to like repel borders because we don't know what's up with this other dropship.
Is there any way for Ronan to send a small message to either Jackie or Mark right now?
Yes, I think you're headed out of range, but I'm sure you're still close enough right now to do that, because you would need to also send the signal to like, okay, we're ready, deploy the shield.
Yeah.
And so maybe this is part of that conversation if you want to do that.
I'm not going to say too much because I'm sure I won't have time to get it all out and explain everything. But Ronan's going to try to send a message to Jackie. I don't know if it's going to be a live message or not, or...
Hello.
Jackie, you're picking me up?
Yes.
I can't say I can't. Jackie, I want you to keep this between you and I. If you need to, you could tell Mark, but keep this only between Drop Squad and anyone on the inquiry. As you're over there doing your thing, do not let Dean make any drastic decisions. If you can potentially keep him away from being the lead in this scenario, do anything you can in your power. Because it seems that Dean is part of this entire thing as well.
Okay.
So, while you're there...
You don't have to convince me of that.
Just need to make sure.
How dare...
It's like there's a little bit of like fighting back from Mil-Spec.
You just hold on for a second.
His mouth is floating off to the side.
You seem very busy. That's why I try to keep it short.
Yeah, no, I'm a little, we're doing an autopsy.
When you get a chance, discreetly pass the message to Mark, but do not let Dean know that I contacted you
Sorry,
with this information.
so you want me to tell Mark the thing that we all know, that Dean is not to be trusted with any major life decisions?
Correct. But, okay, I guess cool. All right, never mind. This call was a waste of my time. Bye, Jackie.
Oh, what? All right, well, I'm taking my frustration out on you.
Ronan's just going to be...
Did you tell them that the ship is cleared?
No, they already apparently knew everything.
Take an XP. That's very funny. That's a good little like Ronin sass moment. Great. Astro, I'm gonna threaten you with a GM intrusion.
I'm gonna take it.
You're gonna take it. Astro, who are you giving your XP to?
Jackie.
All right.
Jackie needs the XP right now.
The dropship Aurora crosses into line of sight of the other dropship.
Ooh.
And as that dropship begins taking evasive maneuvers, you're going to have to catch it. Get ready for that. As that dropship begins taking evasive maneuvers, Astro, you very briefly catch a glimpse of stars reflecting off of the dropship, and the arrangement of them kind of reminds... It's, again, one more of those, like, I haven't even... It's been, like, all day of this life-threatening thing, and I'm barely even thinking about home.
Yeah.
It looks like the top-down view of your street, which you've obviously, like, mapped out meticulously and measured all the things to make sure that your flowers are within the property line of your... but it looks just like it. Just for a second there, just a little glimpse of it. And again, you have this, like, dissection of, like, okay, well, here's, like, my life, and then here's the life I'm trying to go home to, and you're presented with that again.
Yeah. So Astro takes this moment again to reflect, since he's not currently in need of like he's there for support, but he's not doing anything right now. And he's just thinking about like being in a life where there isn't all this chaos and I guess just constant life-threatening situations that he is so familiar with. And I think in this moment especially, he like starts imagining himself living the home life, having kids running around, and where like his biggest worry is, will the kids get to school on time sort of life. And he just smiles to himself, and I think this is the moment that he like wants to accept that the life that he wants to live, and change his identity from like the working man to the family man.
The realist.
He goes, you know what? I'm tired.
Literally.
And then Ronan hits the throttle, and we enter pursuit. Why don't you roll me a speed task, Ronan, to see if you can catch this dropship?
I hope this AI can pilot better than me, because I've been on it. I've been on it. It's another 19 right
Another 19. Ronan, it's a hairpin turn where you flip the ship over and you do the flip. It's just incredible maneuvering. You whoosh around the corner. In fact, describe the maneuver that Ronan uses to shave more than half the distance off between himself and this other ship.
I think it's more of a Ronan is... I think, everyone behind him maybe might be going, what are you doing? Like, aren't you going to go after it? And Ronan's like steadily staying behind it, watching the trajectory and trying to like basically estimate something in his head, a maneuver. And as the ship makes like one extra turn to the left and goes a little bit farther than it did the one time, he goes, now. And he dips down immediately and comes right back up, and within perfect timing, times it and catches it just enough guard where he zooms right by their ship, close enough where he wants to somehow, his speed, mess with their trajectory a little bit.
That's cool.
Like to be able to just zoom right past
That's a
the wing
sick
and knock
minor
them off
effect
their
for the
little path,
19.
so he
Knock them
can
off,
get
so it'll
right back
ease your
behind
next
them.
roll to catch up to them.
Yep.
As that maneuver that you're talking about, as Ronan is just watching, the other two, Fenrir and Liss, are both like, what is he doing? Like, isn't he going to pursue? And Talia, very confidently sitting back, goes, that's the problem with computers when they fly. They all use algorithms. It's predictable. And then poof, you hit the throttle and it like flies in and cuts off the predicted trajectory.
Yeah.
And you are now like, you're so close that you can see that there's no one in the cockpit, right? And as you fly past it, the wash from your engines, from your ion thrusters, kind of like buffets it off course. And as as Milspec tries to correct that trajectory, you have a chance here now to roll a speed task that is eased by 1 to continue catching up. So roll another speed task for me. As you do that, you also see far below you this massive titanium plate being launched into space. They've seen you make contact and like, okay, he's far enough away. I don't know why he didn't tell us, but like, great. And they like launch the plate. And so the blast shield is kind of moving up and it begins to unfurl, kind of catching the light and reflecting it back towards you. You switch to instruments as we make this next roll.
I will,
Yes, Astro?
Can I be tinkering? And
Sure.
Something to assist in this situation.
Yeah.
So I have a skill called Improvise, which is improvise on a task not trained in, and I get an asset. I want to turn Big Spool into like a grappling hook.
Sweet. That's cool. Maybe you put like a huge magnet on the end of it to like grapple the hull. That's really cool. So yeah, they're like talking about that. Talia's being all confident in Ronan. The camera kind of turns to the corner where Astro's like cross-legged on the ground with all the tools. They all say like "Tool Depot, please return," on like tape marks on the handles and stuff. As Astro is like kind of tinkering away at Big Spool here.
Big Spool.
all right. I will use I guess a level of effort here.
Okay.
This one. We got an 11.
You got an 11,
On the
so
die.
that's a level 3, plus the level of effort is a level 4.
right.
And then you get the extra level because it was eased from the jet wash. That's a level 5.
All right.
And with that level, he is piloting.
I'm specialized.
You gotta call that, baby.
Oh, I'm so
That's
sorry.
2 more. That's 7. Easy.
Yeah.
With a level 7, you rocket around in the dropship, and you pull up as it's kind of correcting. You anticipate its course, and you do that like upside down
That's what I
fighter
was-
jet
oh, yeah.
thing where the two of you are like
Top Gun.
over to over. And so your airlock can be popped open, and you can throw Big Spool down to create kind of like a docking line between the two of them. The airlock is going to switch open
Suits
or
on.
swing open. Yeah, everybody kind of like
Everybody-
locks in.
This is the time to hold on if you haven't already.
Astro will attach the ship tether to himself to keep himself from flying out.
Yep.
Talia, can you hold on to Astro as he's coming down? We need extra support on this. I'm not losing anybody.
Yes, I can do it. Should I also board first, though? Do you want me to blow the hatch?
Oh, we're boarding this thing. I thought we were just gonna take it. Okay.
No.
Talia, yes, do that, Talia.
Okay, great. And Talia is going to. She slings the shotgun back over her back. She takes the RPG and pulls it forwards, and then she has that harness from the station from their zip line. She clips the D-ring onto the Big Spool, and then throws herself into the 0G. And as she's flying downwards, she has tied a piece of utility line onto the trigger so that the momentum of the RPG doesn't change her momentum.
Yeah.
So she like lets go so that it's flying parallel to her, pulls the string so the RPG fires into the hatch and just blows the hatch of the dropship open.
Nice.
And then shoom, as she slides to the end, she just lets go of that, unclips the D-ring, and like kind of cartwheels into the ship, where you lose sight of her. Behind her is I think Liss goes next. Liss is like, hell yeah, and like launches down the line. She goes
like
hand
this.
over hand like a boarder, but she just like climbs down the line. Who's going next? Are you or Fenrir?
Astro wants to stay on to bring anyone back to like.
Oh, he's gonna stay on this on the Aurora. Okay, great. Fenrir.
If something comes on with Ronan, so Ronan isn't defenseless.
Fenrir goes, well, I'm not gonna let her show me up, and he jumps onto like crouches on the floor and then dives and does like a little twisting corkscrew thing. So he keeps one hand loosely on the rope, but he's spinning around it as he goes down towards the end, and then he too is going to drop into it, and then you get a crackle over your comms. It's robots. Why is it always robots? And then like this comms cut out again. What is Ronan staying on the ship, or is he boarding? Either way is fine. I'm just trying to figure out what you think Ronan would do in this circumstance.
Ronan has to stay on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
like, no one
Ronan
can
and
pilot.
Astro, you're still on the ship. All of our NPCs are away, which means there's not going to be any rolls necessary for this.
Oh, man.
I know their levels, and I know Milspec's level.
Yeah.
The combat that ensues is going to take a little while. There's a lot of, like, Astro, you're looking through the hatch. You just see, there's no sound traveling through space. You just see the occasional, like, in fact, we don't even have this because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All we hear is, like, the engine of the dropship kind of humming. And then you see the occasional flash of, like, muzzle, you know, inside. Every now and then you see, like, you know, Fenrir's bioluminescent tattoos go cartwheeling past the hatch, you know, whatever. You see a little piece of robot arm fly out and float away into space. This kind of back and forth between the two of them. And then you suddenly you see a very hasty retreat. All three of your people, it's like they're shoving each other out the hatch, like go, 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 rushing out of the hatch. And as Talia comes out, she pulls the EMP knife, and she just cuts Big Spool behind her. She's holding on to it, but just cuts the magnet off the end so that it's loose.
Yep.
And as she's doing that, Liz comes in and goes, Ronan, we really need to separate from the dropship right now.
Okay, if you say so,
Make a
get in
speed
get
task.
inside.
Astro's
All
gonna
right,
help
speed
assist
task
everyone
again. Again, so we're trained in this because we're piloting or specialized.
Yep, so that's 2 steps.
All right, and then we're going to use another level of effort.
Great. Your
on that.
difficulty here is a level 6, so that eases it down to a level 3 with a target roll of 9.
Just need to roll a 9 or above.
Let's go.
Cross that out because that's new. Okay, cool.
Only a 40% chance to fail.
18.
18. Ronan, as you peel away from the ship powers into the titanium blast shield, and Liz goes, Fenrir stuck the EMP into the navigation console. Like imp knifed the navigation console, so it couldn't steer, and so it just rammed itself into the blast shield. There's this brief pause where everybody is watching on the viewports the like explosion, trying to see what happens, and you watch as the fabrication suite of the Spirit of Inquiry goes cartwheeling out of the wreckage, and more robots are climbing out of it. Like all the individual rooms have all been fabricating more robots. And so it's like the fabrication suite has like 7 or 8 bays. And so 8 robots climb out of it. Each of them uses their mass to help target the thing as it like cartwheels towards Station Gamma. And you watch helplessly as this piece itself, by the time it hits Station Gamma, it's probably 24, 30 robots on the outside of it as it smashes into the observatory at the top of Station Gamma. So you've prevented the dropship from impacting it. Another fragment of Milspec has been damaged, but the fabrication resource has been there. Some of the robots it used as like impact absorbers, so they're not all going to be like up and fighting, but the station has absolutely been boarded. At the same time, looking in the aft camera, the Spirit of Inquiry behind you is in a roll, not an uncontrolled roll. It's just rolling in place. And as it rolls, there are windows that are lights coming out of the windows that are blinking compromised in Morse code as the ship is rolling. You have a moment now where Ronan and Astro, and I guess Talia, have to decide which station you go to.
Ronan, isn't there a missile on this? We could blow up the fabrication suite.
Well, the fabrication suite is in Station Gamma now. If you blow that up, you take out command and control. It's all at the end of the station.
Now I understand. I don't know. For some reason, I thought the fabrication station smashed into the shield with the ship.
It did, but they opened up the cargo bay so that it would fall out the back.
Why would they do that? Why would the Station Gamma open up their cargo bay?
Not Station Gamma.
The dropship did? I was about to say. I was like, what the heck?
The
Why'd they do
dropship,
that?
that was Milspec's like overclock action was at the end. It dumped the thing
So
at the
then
back
they're
so
all
that
just-
its momentum would be different. It would roll off the end.
Just floated and did
and used robots as shock absorbers, essentially crunch through
I
some
just
bots,
thought,
build
I'm like,
more.
how is it this whole thing just crashed and this thing survived?
It's if you think about it from an like analytical perspective, it's doing the same thing physically that it does digitally. It's all it knows how to do is replicate.
Yeah.
So it's just created another self-replicating core. Now there's a physical one and a digital one.
Think about it as a penetrating warhead. the ship was the mass to break through the armor.
Well, that part I get. So I'm just trying to think: is this fabrication thing just floating in space right now, or
No,
is it
now it's wedged
destroyed?
into the
That's what I'm
station.
trying to figure
It's
out.
in Station Gamma.
Because like that's what you were like. Can
Yeah.
we shoot it? I'm like, well, yeah, I'll shoot it, but like, isn't it destroyed already?
There's a big observatory on the left end of my
Yeah.
viewport behind me.
I see now.
It's wedged into that
I
observatory.
see. I thought it
I
was
got
just
it.
like bounced off.
Yeah,
and
that's
just
what I
floating in
thought.
space or something. No, we can't use the missile. That is for sure.
No.
I mean, we're already here and we're halfway back to the ship. Like, I think we're going to be the ones that need to go back to the ship and check and try to get comms back up and connection.
I agree. I think there's enough defense people on this ship to hopefully handle.
Station Gamma does have a defensive core, so hopefully they can at least hold off while we check on this. I mean,
Inquiry doesn't have.
also,
Yeah.
who on Station Gamma is going to care about the spirit of Inquiry? Like,
Exactly.
That's our crew, but it's not their crew.
Yep. So I think I'm going to, Vernon's just going to turn the ship around
Inquiry.
and start making its way back.
Can we, since we're close to Station Gamma now, can I open a communication with Mark and Jackie on the EVA suit?
You can, but let's get back into their time stream and catch them up to this
Okay.
moment, and then
Perfect.
I'll start your comms when that happens.
Yep.
So, Mark and Jackie, you as well as Captain Cade and the rest of your little group here in this room, you've finished your virus. You've created a work of destructive art, and you're now trying to decide where you want to begin injecting it into the system of Station Gamma. Like, where do you think this core will be, or what's your approach? Like that's the discussion here.
All right, hear me out. You let it loose back into the system. I follow it. I have some subtlety I can, do, and I should be able to then ping wherever it connects. It's going to try to get back to its original piece,
That sounds right to me. I mean, in my intention of creating it, I just kind of put it in anywhere in the system and it'll just kind of zip through the whole thing, but
I would like to follow it.
sure.
We assume this conversation's been going for like
Yeah.
maybe 10 minutes. Your conversation is briefly interrupted by the softest kind of shudder through the body of the ship. And Arya, who's been kind of leaning on the wall, just humming to herself, goes, that was the blast shield, loose above the station. They've set it out there, so I guess there's some kind of impact course set. It's not great, but it's not terrible. That's what the shield's for. She's just like almost like daydreaming to herself as she's like more in touch with the vibrations of the station than she is with the room.
Okay, that makes it sound like they're engaging the dropship and it's potentially hostile.
They've probably got it all under control.
Alright, well then let's get our job. What would be a good place to insert? We want to make sure it's open, access to all the systems, that way it's not, lost in a maze. We want to be able to see where it goes quickly.
We definitely want to keep it away from any of the control systems.
Right.
I mean, it only has one objective, and I don't think it'll be able to do much by itself. It might try, that's what we're hoping, is that it will try to reintegrate.
Jacqueline, is there any danger of this virus turning around and attacking you?
I don't believe so, based off of what I saw, how it's constructed. As long as I don't absorb it. Absorbing seems to be the trigger for this.
Mark, you wrote a level 10 when you built it. You tell me.
It's purely built to find and destroy Milspec was my whole objective
Great.
with it, because it knows about it. It's just kind of reversing the process of the splitting, going back, delivering the package of a virus specifically designed to kill this program.
Great.
And he's
Great. So you find the originating program, you put this thing in, that's game over.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, hopefully.
hopefully.
Game over for Milspec, not necessarily game over for you. Right. Okay. Excellent. That's great design. So what we should do then is try and create a battleground, right? Like you're saying, like find somewhere that we can lure this entity.
I mean, it would be better if it wasn't backed into a corner and they already have its defenses built up. Maybe we can put it in a place where the only option is for Milspec to come and get it. No?
I think we can reasonably expect some semblance of Milspec to be everywhere. What we need to do is convince it that somewhere is significantly endangered enough that it needs to devote its main process to protecting that area.
Maybe we could inject myself in this virus piece near something vital to Milspec's operandum, and that might lure him out if he sees I'm winning that fight. Which, I mean, to be fair, I could easily do with just this piece.
Supply hatches? Captain Cade's asking. That seems like something it would care about if its goal is to keep the station functioning.
Sounds as good as any suggestion to me.
Maybe near the cosmetalene storage? Do you have any on board? Well, just if you have
The
storage,
reactor.
the ability to even store it
Right.
would be paramount.
There's definitely some storage, localized sort of high-pressure storage solutions exterior to the ship. There's a large, or to the station, there's a large set of storage pods that are all kind of, they spider web out from the body of the station. They would likely be where anything volatile would be stored. They're also right near the engines, so if this thing you're talking about is a type of fuel source, then we can certainly expect that to be the most practical place to put it.
Well, it's worth a shot.
Let's try it.
As you come to that conclusion, your comms crackle to life with Astra's voice.
No, Mark, Jackie,
Yes, Astro.
On the other side of the room, Arya goes, "Oh no." And she just very quietly draws her pistol and cocks it. Captain Cade goes, "Arya," and he walks over. So they have a whispered conversation while you have this conversation.
we succeeded in disabling Dropship 2,
Great.
but the fabrication suite was on the dropship, and it has been released from Dropship 2, and it had made clones of Milspec's robots, which are now on the outside of Dropship, or outside of Station Gamma, and they're going to try and make their way in. We have to go back to the Spirit of
Where
Inquiry
did it impact?
a few seconds ago.
No, where?
It blew
Oh,
up.
the observatory.
In the observatory. Oh, dear. Okay.
The Spirit of Inquiry is also compromised. We're going to go back and deal with that, so we will lose comms range.
Understood.
We'll pass it along.
Just as you turn away from that conversation, Captain Cade says, "It seems there's been some kind of structural damage to the top part of the station. We probably should check on that too."
That happens when a boarding party of robots arrives.
We've been boarded, Anderson. We've been boarded?
Yes.
Yeah. And then
Everyone is sheltering in place. They were supposed to board through the... Why do they not use the docking arms? It's just polite. Come on, man. Just... All right. Well, I need to raise the alarm if you'll excuse me. And he kind of steps out of the room. And a few moments later, a siren activates while you all kind of decide what your next steps is. And we'll find out what those next steps are on the next and final episode of The Glittering Canvas. But until then, from all of us here at the Wing Badger Tavern, we'll be back. I can't say GN because it's not N, but, good day. Good day to you, sirs.
GA.
Good day. Good day, mates.
Good day.
We will come back to this shortly.